Welcome to West Wing Week.
Welcome to the West Wing Week, your guide to everything that's happening at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This week, the President visited Steel City and the Big Apple, celebrated the anniversary of the ADA and the signing of AGOA, and hosted a newly minted head of state, all while a U.S. delegation led by Dr. Biden traveled through Asia. That's July 17th to July 23rd, or A New Direction.
Real leadership also means something else, having the courage to lead in a new direction.
On Friday, the President had an Oval Office visit more than a century in the making with Emma Didlake, who at 110 years young is America's oldest living veteran.
I'm so grateful that we had a chance to visit.
I am too.
That evening, the President flew to New York City, where on Saturday, he took a stroll through one of his favorite New York landmarks, Central Park.
Y'all doing good?
Very good. Thank you.
Meanwhile, across the globe, Dr. Biden began a diplomatic trip to Vietnam, Laos, and the Republic of Korea to advocate for the expansion of economic and educational opportunities for women and girls. Concluding the journey in Japan, she stopped by a USO barbecue for military families, where she highlighted the ongoing effort to support service members, veterans, and their families through the Joining Forces initiative. Hosted President Buhari, the newly elected president of Nigeria. Later, the President welcomed representatives of Boys Nation during their visit to the nation's capital.
All right, everybody, look like you like each other.
That evening, the President met with some inspiring advocates before speaking at the 25th anniversary event for the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Thank you so much for everything you've done for Americans with Disabilities.
I hope to use the technology to help teach others that technology can bridge the gap for people with disabilities. And as internet services open more opportunities for people, we're going to see more people with disabilities employed and succeeding. Thanks for supporting us. I prefer real hugs to type tags.
Millions of Americans with disabilities have had the chance to develop their talents and make their unique contributions to the world. And thanks to them, America is stronger and more vibrant. It is a better country because of the ADA. That's what this law has achieved.
On Tuesday morning, the President took off for Pittsburgh, where he addressed the 116th National Convention of the Veterans of Foreign Wars.
Instead of chest beating that rejects even the idea of talking to our adversaries, which sometimes sounds good in sound bites but accomplishes nothing, we're seeing that strong and principled diplomacy can give hope of actually resolving a problem peacefully.
And then, the President was back for another bite at the Big Apple, this time for his final appearance on The Daily Show with Jon
I
Stewart.
feel like this is one of those lines I should dance through or something.
We don't want you to go, man. Come on.
Were you in Hamilton? Is that what this is?
No, I did not perform. I went this weekend.
It's supposed to be phenomenal.
It is phenomenal. He performed the first set of this poem.
Right.
He performed at the White House when we did this.
You're kidding.
No, this is his first performance publicly.
Of a forgotten spot in the Caribbean by providence, impoverished and squalor. Grow up to be a hero and a scholar. The $10 founding father without a father got a lot farther by working a lot harder, by being a
So
lot
he workshopped
smarter,
it at
by
the White
being a
House. He did.
self-
Is that now going to be a thing instead of
I think I
opening
should
in
get one of the
Connecticut
Tonys.
and thing? I think that's probably
That's
right.
my
Meanwhile, in cyberspace, the White House launched 2 new digital tools to advocate for the recently announced deal with Iran, which would prevent that nation from obtaining a nuclear weapon.
Welcome to the White House.
That evening, Valerie Jarrett led a White House tour for Logan Fairbanks, a brave young man who distinguished himself by standing up to cyberbullies. On Wednesday afternoon, the President met with small business owners to discuss a big piece of business, the reauthorization of the Export-Import
I
Bank.
know it's not as interesting as some of the other issues and Donald Trump and all that, but I tell you what, this is actually something that matters to people on the ground.
Later, he invited diplomats, members of Congress, and other leaders to the White House to applaud the long-term renewal of the African Growth and Opportunity Act.
Our celebration comes at a perfect moment because tomorrow I am going to Africa.
And on Thursday, true to his word, the President took off for Africa. So stay engaged with us online, and remember, you can find out more information about any of these topics and see complete videos of these events at whitehouse.gov. Thanks so much for checking out this edition of your West Wing Week.
To the left.
To the left, to the right. We could do a little dance.
Absolutely.